Hey everybody, it's Avatan and Hybrid back again for another sick podcast. This time we're gonna bring you something a little bit different. Uh,
Yeah.
so we're gonna break down for you some video game movies. Not to be confused with movies that they made video games after, because that's a completely different thing. So these are, movies that were based off of, actual video games. All right. We're just gonna get right into the thick of things right here. First thing we're gonna go with is Angry Birds. Hybrid. What do you know, if anything?
I haven't seen it. I don't even know if they were actually angry or not.
Uh, I will tell you
The red
that
one looks super upset.
Red was very angry. Like in the movie, he was going to anger management. Like that was part of his deal. Like in his town, he had to go into anger management. Uh, It's a very funny movie. Red's actually played by Jason Sudeikis. I don't know if you know who Jason Sudeikis is.
Jason Sudoku?
No,
Yeah,
Jason
I know.
Sudeikis is
Yeah, same thing.
a long time Saturday Night Live alum. Really good actor. Really good actor.
What will you rate it?
Personally, I would rate it as so bad it's good. It's not going to be the best movie in the world. It's a good movie to watch with kids. The younger you are, the probably more interesting and more it hits home. But it also hits home a little more if you play this game with your kids before you watch it. So
Right.
yeah, and I'm not being paid to say that.
Yeah. I don't even the game exists anymore, bro.
I think it does. They had a couple really good adaptations of it too. They had a version called Angry Birds Epic, which
Uh-huh.
was basically a RPG where you had three birds in your party and you would go through and you would do,
Final Fantasy style.
yeah, like Final Fantasy turn-based battles.
Gotcha.
It was pretty good, man. I definitely enjoyed it. All right, next movie we got on the list. We have Assassin's Creed. What's your
Yeah.
take
I'm
here?
gonna I'm gonna give that one a meh, don't bother, bro.
Yeah,
It just was not you can do so much with an Assassin's Creed
I was
movie.
almost down to
The
I feel
game
dumber, man. I mean, it's
Fair enough. The games are better movies than the movie.
yeah. Like they shouldn't have changed this. They shouldn't have tried to make their own story, and they should have just used one that they already had because it would have made a much better
Right,
movie.
right. I would rather watch the cutscenes in a
Excuse me.
row from one of the Assassin's Creed games than to watch that movie again. Like just give me 2 hours of Assassin's Creed 1 cutscenes or whatever. I would rather watch that than that movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I totally agree. It was not good. I wouldn't put it in the terrible, but if you haven't seen it yet, don't bother.
Probably don't need to. Yeah.
All right, next thing we got on the list is Detective Pikachu. What are your thoughts here?
I haven't seen it.
So I have seen this, and it was interesting. This kid, basically uh, has Pikachu, and Pikachu starts to talk. It's Ryan Reynolds. Um, I've seen the movie once. It was it was okay.
I've heard it was good, at least decent, but um, wasn't people didn't talk about it good enough for me to go see it. So
Yeah, if you enjoy Pokemon, it's maybe watch it once. It's so bad. It's good enough to watch once.
fair enough.
Now, coming up in the next movie, I don't know if you can say that. Doom.
Doom is I would put it in the so bad it's good. It's kind of cheesy, kind of stupid. Um, worth a watch.
Is this the
The
original?
I've only seen one Doom,
Is it the
the
Dwayne
one with
Johnson
Rock.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I personally, for me, I'd put it in the I feel dumber for watching this. Um, it was by far, outside of the Scorpion King, it was by far the worst performance The Rock has ever had in a movie. It's really hard to watch. At
Okay,
least, at least,
move it
at,
down one.
at
We'll
least on my
compromise.
end. At least
Move
on
it.
my end.
We'll move it. Yeah.
All right. Next thing we got is Ender's Game. What do you know about it?
That's the movie with the really smart kids, right?
I think so. I haven't actually seen it, so I was hoping
Um,
you had a little.
I have seen it. If it's the movie with about the kids who are like geniuses and they're trying to fight aliens with their super smarts. Um, I've been told it's not very uh, straight to the book because I'm aware there's a book, at least so I've been told. I'm told that, but as far as the movie by itself, I would put it in the so bad it's good category.
Okay.
I watched it one time.
So you're saying I should watch it once?
Yeah,
All right, I'll go with it.
it's kind of one of those you watch. It's kind of a young adult kind of film. One of those. Final Fantasy.
Have you seen this?
Yes,
No, I have seen it
I've
as
seen
well,
it. I've seen it actually twice,
and I have mixed opinions on it, like going
and
going through the
felt
movie. So
I felt dumber. Um,
you do at
I
times.
this is what I will say. It came out shortly after Final Fantasy VII's success. The issue with the movie is it's nothing like any of the Final Fantasies I ever played.
No, no, no.
So
It's
had
nothing
this
like
ju-
Final Fantasy at all.
right, so had this just been called Spirits Within and not Final Fantasy,
Man,
this movie goes up, in my opinion. The fact that it's called Final Fantasy it was really confusing. The concept of the movie was cool.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I liked it.
Well, I mean, it
Maybe
was.
someone can explain to me how it ties into Final Fantasy somewhere, but I wasn't getting it.
I mean,
And I've seen it twice.
for those who don't know, this movie is actually a collection of short movies. I believe it was something that Square Enix put together to kind of showcase their talent in the cinematics. Everything in the movie is completely CGI. The CGI is by far it's fantastic. For the time the movie came out, it was great, but it lacked story. There was no backbone.
This is the Final Fantasy The Spirits Within, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure.
yeah,
Um yeah, the movie was downright confusing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put it in Don't Bother, but I mean, what's your thing?
I was saying I felt dumber watching it, and I watched it twice, so
I'll give it to you.
I felt extra slow, bro.
All right,
Free
next,
Guy.
next we'll go to Free Guy. Have you seen Free Guy?
Yeah, it's one of the best movies on this list for sure.
I think so too. I enjoyed the story. It's so like far out there that you could think of it happening.
It's a bit of a spoof,
Yeah,
so it's allowed some liberties being a spoof
yeah.
that you go into it not taking it seriously and just enjoy the movie. It's a good movie if you look at it that way.
Now, while we're going through this list, I do want you to keep in mind you should keep one movie in your head to be your sick watch.
Well, there could be more than one movie up there,
No,
but
no,
I
no.
would put
But
that.
we should each pick put our stamp on it.
You only went two up there?
Well, maybe a couple more. We'll see.
Okay.
But
Um,
with Free Guy, I'd either put it with our friend Brittany or Up in the Sick. I mean, it was a good movie. What do you?
yeah, I would put it as a sick watch personally.
All
I
right.
don't think we're gonna have very many movies. Just off the top of my head, there's maybe four movies
Up in
that
the
we have left that might qualify.
Yeah.
Um, Gamer, for example, really good movie. I liked it. would definitely put it as a Britney Spears would watch.
Oh,
Probably after she's bored.
yeah, Britney Spears. I don't know much about this movie. I actually have not seen it, but you were talking about it earlier, and it
Yeah, he's
seems very interesting.
it's kind of a little bit of a slightly futuristic movie. The people are playing video games with real life people, Call of Duty style. Like imagine if your Call of Duty person was a real person, and the dude Gerald Butler plays was a actual soldier, and he kind of went through, hey, let me do it myself, and then the whole rest of the movie proceeds. A lot of shit happens. It's a pretty good movie,
Yeah.
without spoiling it. Um,
All right.
Hitman.
Hitman. I've played a few of the games. Watched part of the movie. I thought it was okay. It's not really my type of movie, my type of game, so it's you know,
I've seen I've seen both Hitmans.
what do you
I
think?
would rate them. I would rate them so bad it's good.
It's like a one watch.
Yeah, the Hitman is a weird something to make a movie off of, mainly because when you play the games, it really depends on how you play the games, how interesting a movie would make. It would make. You're supposed to kill the people in ways that look like accidents, right?
Yeah.
That could be a really boring movie or a really good movie. When I play Hitman, I just walked up and shot everyone and fought my way out. That's how I played Hitman. So, uh, the movies were way closer to the way I play the game
Yeah.
than the way the game, achievement wise and all that is supposed to be played.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this these three movies next with the Jumanjis. Have you seen all three?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, so have I. Personally, I feel like the original Jumanji is kind of up in the Britney would watch. And
I
I
would agree.
and I would put the other two in the so bad it's good.
I would agree.
It's just Robin Williams is just iconic. Um, there's nothing against the new movies. I think they were very entertaining. Uh, you have The Rock, you have who's the other
Kevin
guy?
Hart.
Kevin Hart. They were fun movies.
They just had an original to compete with.
Yeah, I mean, the original was back in, the early 90s when it came out. It was great. All right, next we got Max Payne. I was a big fan of the Max Payne video games, to be honest.
So was I.
Um, I'm not saying the movie lived up to the games because it
It
definitely did
didn't.
not. Um,
I think Max Payne was also the first game that had slow motion in it.
oh, well, there
Where
was I don't know if did that predate the Matrix because the Matrix had a
I
they
said
made a
game.
no I know the Matrix had a video game that they made
Uh-huh.
after I think it was after the second movie came out.
I think it predated the Matrix game, but not the movie.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean the slow-mo takes were great in the game. It's hard to adapt that to movies. Uh,
Yeah.
it was
Well,
a
the Matrix did it.
yeah, but The Matrix was different. That was a
Yeah.
that was a huge Hollywood production. Max Payne, not so much. Personally, I put it in the Mad Don't Bother. What's your thought?
Yeah, I put it in that. If you were a person who liked Max Payne, you probably already saw the movie.
Hmm.
So I was gonna say if you liked the games, watch the movie. If you didn't, don't. But that probably already sorted itself out.
Yeah.
That's why I saw it because I liked the game. So
So next,
original Mortal Kombat.
yeah, the original Mortal Kombat. We're not talking about Annihilation. We're not talking about the new one, which they're both good. But the original, I feel like it's a classic, at least in my eyes. I was big
Oh,
Mortal Kombat fan when it first
yeah.
came out.
I don't know if someone watching it today would get the nostalgia or get the the movie is so meme worthy.
Hmm.
There's so many memes just from this movie
Oh yeah, dude.
that a lot of people don't know if you haven't seen the movie, or some people know them and they just never seen the movie. But it's a sick watch for me.
Yeah.
It is one of those movies. It is kind of two categories. It is so bad that it's good.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It's so stupid that it's good. At the same time, I think it's a good movie.
I definitely agree. I grew up on Mortal Kombat. I played Mortal Kombat 1. I had it on the Super Nintendo. My best friend had it on the Sega Genesis. Got to play it both ways, with blood and without, because, as we all know, Nintendo did not have blood in that
Yeah.
first in the first version of Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcade was probably the best arcade game ever created. Um, it was amazing.
I
Nothing.
will say this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say it belongs in the sick watch just off the song. Just
Yes.
off the Mortal Kombat theme song is legendary.
That's a song to get pumped to, too. It's like you get hyped up,
That's what
just
I'm
listening
saying.
to
Just off
it.
the song alone, it belongs up there.
Yeah.
Everyone should have the Mortal Kombat theme song on their workout playlist.
All right, so next we got Pixels.
I,
I want to
I
know,
haven't seen it.
you haven't seen this.
Uh,
I am gonna go put it in a Brittany would watch category. It's really, it's a really good movie. It's Adam Sandler, Kevin James, uh, who else is in it? Josh Gad. There's a lot of good actors in this movie. Uh,
mhm.
it's basically, about these kids, uh, you know, Adam Sandler and Kevin James. Kevin James ends up being the president of the United States in this movie. It's pretty
What the
hilarious.
fuck?
Yeah, it's and his best friend growing up was Adam Sandler. And back in the early 80s, they went and they were big in the arcade circuit for like the National Video Game or Arcade
Yeah.
Championships. And they put this
Mhm.
stuff in a time capsule and they sent it into outer space, right?
Uh-huh.
So, aliens find this video and thought that we were calling them out for war. And so they started to attack Earth, but they were using our video games to do it. So like in the one scene you have Pac-Man, going
Uh-huh.
through like New York City and all of the people that are, trying to fight him off, which are all like video game experts. They're driving around cars and basically, they're playing the role of the ghosts. It's pretty funny, dude. I definitely put it in a Brittany would watch. I've seen it, by myself a few times. I've watched it with my kids. Um, it's a fun movie.
That's interesting. I remember the whole Pac-Man going through the city thing. And I thought it would look interesting. I don't remember when that movie came out, but somehow I just forgot that movie existed.
Yeah, I think it was the mid 20 teens. It
Oh
was that
god.
was actually a funny scene too because they had the guy who created Pac-Man on it, and they brought him in, and like he was the father to Pac-Man, and then Pac-Man ends up eating him. It was hilarious, man. Spoiler alert. All right, but it's a really good watch. I'd watch it a few times. All right, next. We have Prince of Persia. Um, I really enjoyed this movie. What do you think?
I think it was okay. I think it was better than so bad it's good. Wouldn't quite put it a sick watch, but it wasn't a bad movie.
No, I definitely agree. It's
Pretty straightforward.
and it's
It
very,
did what you
very,
expected.
yeah, yeah, it's very, very close to what you would think a Prince of Persia game would be. Like if you would take this and then take Assassin's Creed, which are very, very similar, like playstyle games, the adaptation that they made on Prince of Persia is, you know,
Way better,
hands
for sure.
down way better. Oh my God. It felt like, you were playing, I remember playing uh, this one back on the Nintendo, like way back in the day, but when they started making the 3D adaptations to it, Prince of Persia was a great game.
Oh yeah, it was a PlayStation hit, wasn't it?
I think so.
I played a couple. Played a couple of them.
I definitely
I had
enjoyed it
one
though.
for a PSP, I believe.
All right, so the next two movies, I don't know if you've seen it or not. They're kind of kids
I
movies,
haven't seen
but
those.
great. Um, I'm gonna go throw them up into Brittany would watch. It's Wreck-It Ralph and Ralph Breaks the Internet. Um, Wreck-It Ralph is actually a video game character from an old arcade game called Fix It Felix Jr. I don't know if you've ever played Fix It Felix. Um,
No.
it's actually, yeah, I live where I live. They have the National Video Game Hall of Fame, and they actually have uh, a working arcade game of Fix It Felix Jr. Um,
Oh shit.
it's a very interesting game. Yeah, I didn't realize that this was a real game until after Wreck-It Ralph came out. Um, it's about a bad guy. Ralph's a bad guy, and he wants to be good. It's what any bad guy wants. They don't always want to be bad.
He accidentally wrecks shit.
Yeah, that's what he does. Like that's his job. Is he wrecks things. He has giant hands, and he just destroys things. Uh, but they're fun movies for kids and not for kids. John C. Riley plays Ralph. Um, it's hilarious. uh, the other lead is Sarah Silverman plays Vanellope. So they're good movies, man. Um, I'd definitely give them a watch.
Sounds good. What about Rampage?
Rampage. I've never seen the movie. I have actually played the game though.
I have
Uh,
played the game also.
I only ever played in arcade, but it was fun. I remember really enjoying it, and I don't know how they would adapt the fun of Rampage into this movie. Um,
I would put it in the same category as like a Godzilla movie.
okay,
You're kind of watching it for the spectacle. The
yeah,
story is kind of secondary or tertiary.
okay,
Like people try to shoehorn a story into Godzilla or it's a movie like it's a monster movie. Like
yeah,
at the end of the day, you're paying money to see shit get blown up. As far as that goes, it's not better than Godzilla for that purpose.
okay.
So
Is it
I
worth
would rate
watching?
nah,
Then we'll go with
I wouldn't
that.
say so.
But you
I would
don't. But you
say
don't feel dumber for watching it.
no, no, I don't. But I would say anytime you wanted to watch that movie, you could just watch any of the 18 Godzilla movies.
All right. So next on the list we have Ratchet and Clank. I've not seen this. Have you seen this?
No,
Uh, I'm going to put it in the so bad it's good because it's on my list of, I want to watch it. I grew up on, well, I don't want to say I grew up on Ratchet and Clank games because I was kind of old when they came out, but I played a lot of Ratchet and Clank games and they're fun as hell. I got a lot of nostalgia with Ratchet and
I didn't
Clank.
even know that movie existed to this list.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank's, it's always been a big PlayStation exclusive title. I'm assuming Sony produced this movie. But I can't see it being terrible. Even if it's, subpar, it still would be for me. I gotta watch it once.
Well, then watch it, and we'll do it up to
All
you.
right, next we got Ready Player One.
Best movie on this list.
I think I agree too. I've seen it maybe 10 times. Not 10 times,
Damn.
maybe like 6 to 7 times. I definitely own it, and I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was great the first time I
Yeah.
watched it, and even better the second time. So,
Yeah, I definitely think it's the best movie on this list.
uh, next we got Resident Evil.
This is a
Uh,
tough one because
did
we
you?
only have one movie on there, so we'll rate them as a whole. I've seen them all multiple times.
I would say that like it is
Have you seen all of them first?
all the movies. No, I've only ever
Okay,
seen the first one,
okay.
and the
Because
other
they kind of fluctuate in quality,
yeah,
not quality, but in how good they are. So I would say Resident Evil 1 was pretty good. It goes in that
and the so
category.
bad it's good.
Um, Several of them fit into of the whole franchise. Several of them fit into the so bad is good category, and some of them fit in the I feel dumber for watching this category.
Yeah,
It's a weird set of movies.
yeah.
Overall,
Did it do
watch
justice
it.
to the game though?
Nothing like the game at all.
Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 1 was good. Resident Evil 2, which I think came out before this movie came out. Um, and it was amazing.
The game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way that they were going to have a movie that was going to be anywhere near as good as Resident Evil 2. You can't go and play it
The,
right
the
now and think that it's going to be amazing because you got to understand the timing that it came out in. Like, no game was like that.
yeah, the first and second movie of Resident Evil were really good. The middle sections, the Resident Evil Las Vegas one, I think it's
Hmm.
Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Yeah.
It was kind of bad. By the fourth movie, it was hardly Resident Evil. It was Resident Evil in name only. Um, and they weren't bad movies. Michelle Rodriguez is in it, and she is the queen of like C and B movies, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that, but yeah, she's on a lot of movies that aren't quite up to tier for whatever reason.
Yeah. All right. So I know you mentioned you've seen this earlier. Scooby-Doo in the Cyber Chase.
Yeah, I saw that when I was young. I remember that being one of the better Scooby-Doo movies
There
for
are
sure.
there are a few like good Scooby-Doo movies. I don't know. Like, was this a video game before they made the movie? Like, that's the
Now
part I
that you
guess I
bring it
don't
up,
get.
now that you bring it up, I don't know that there's a video game for that.
Or is it just basically because it was the cyber chase, the
I don't know. I've
big when
never
the
heard of a
internet
video
came
game
out?
for it.
All right, well,
I've never heard of a video game for
it's
Scott Pilgrim
Scooby-Doo,
either.
so it can't be terrible. All right, so now we got Scott Pilgrim. Uh,
I'd say I put it. You think it's that bad?
I almost felt dumber, I think, watching it, but
Oh, really? I thought it
yeah,
was pretty funny.
I mean, maybe
I
I just
felt like
watched
it
it on
was
a
funny
bad
in a
day.
way.
Maybe I got to
I felt like
rewatch
it.
it.
Yeah, it was funny in a way that it's meant to be funny. It was meant to be stupid.
Yeah,
So if you did feel dumber watching it, I kind of think that was the point.
yeah,
Silent Hill. I haven't played any of the Silent Hill games. I did like the movie a lot actually, and compared to Resident Evil, from what I've seen of people playing the Silent Hill games,
yeah,
I felt like the Silent Hill was probably closer, despite it straying from the game, than Resident Evil was to its game for sure. And they came out around similar time periods, if I remember right.
yeah. Silent Hill was it was okay. I've never been a big horror movie fan. I played the game because
I would rate it there.
at that time PlayStation you had to play it. Um,
Yeah,
there really wasn't. any. There really wasn't anything you could. You had to play
It was a
it.
popular game for
Everybody
sure.
was playing it. Yeah, I definitely agree. All right, so what do we have next on this list? Sonic the Hedgehog. We only have Sonic 1. We don't have Sonic 2. Which Sonic 2, the Sonic franchise is actually a decent watch.
I haven't
Um,
seen either.
if you do watch them, you can't watch them more than once. It's just not going to be good. Uh, they're okay because they're far-fetched. It's not animation. It's not animation. It's live action with Sonic. And Jim Carrey is the Eggman, so that's always fun. So now we got Space Jam. Um, Not sure how this is a video game. I guess it wasn't the second movie. It had to do with video games, didn't it? Actually, like
I
his
haven't seen the
his
second, but
handheld.
the first one is a pretty good movie. I don't know that there's a game that goes with it, but it's on the list, so
Yeah,
I rate it as that.
yeah. I've watched the Michael Jordan one. I watched the LeBron one. They're good. They're enjoyable to watch once. That's where I'd go with it. Next, we got Spy Kids 3D.
I didn't know that was a game either.
It's game over. So it was based around like a video game.
Oh, gotcha.
Unless if you who have kids, I wouldn't watch this movie. Um, you're not gonna feel dumber. It is. You know, it's a kids movie by far. So next we got Street Fighter. Those Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, they butchered that movie, bro.
Yeah,
They butchered it, bro.
I don't know where you want to put it, but I felt dumber.
That's fine. Yeah, they butchered that movie
Oh my God, man. It was uh pretty terrible.
for sure. Most people in that time period watched the Street Fighter animated movie, which I don't know if you've seen it.
I don't think
It's
I've seen
it's
the
a really good movie, the Street Fighter animated movie.
yeah.
It came out around the time Street Fighter was popular. It's an anime style, so it's made like an anime. So
All right, so next
Super Mario Bros.
we got Mario Brothers and then the Super Mario movie. Um
I think it's funny because I think Super Mario Brothers, maybe someone could correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was the first video game movie ever made.
could have been. I mean,
I think it
it
was
it
the
came
first
out in
video
nine
game movie ever
it
made.
came out in
1993.
1993. It would have been right close with like Jumanji, which Jumanji actually was based off of a board game too,
Right. And
originally.
Jumanji wasn't 1993. Jumanji had to be later. Jumanji. How do you
Let's
spell
see.
Jumanji?
Jumanji. 95. Yeah,
Okay,
so that was a
yeah.
little later. Yeah, no, the original Mario Brothers
And if it
movie.
is the first video game movie, kind of makes it important.
Yeah. Um, which is
It,
well, I like I can't I've have you seen it?
yeah,
Uh,
I've seen it quite a few times.
it's worth
Nothing like Super
watching.
Mario,
No,
but it's funny.
it's worth
If you
watching.
if you could stand to watch a movie from the 90s, it's worth a watch. Not everyone can. Not everyone can watch a movie from the 90s.
And I'm also a big John Leguizamo fan. So,
I don't
um,
know who John
John
Leguizamo is.
Leguizamo played Luigi. And he's a comedian. He's fucking hilarious, dude. Definitely someone to check out if you're ever looking for a good comedian to watch. So. Then we get to the Mario movie. I know you said you haven't seen this.
I did hear it was good though.
Yeah, it's close to a sick watch. But I put it in the Britney. I'm really eager to see what they put out in these from the studio going forward though, because there's supposed to be rumors of another Mario movie coming out. Um, I don't know what they're doing about the Legend of Zelda movie because they're supposed to be doing I think it's a live action Legend of Zelda movie. So
Oh,
uh,
gotcha.
a lot of good things. And as I know, you know specifically, Hybrid Zelda is not Link.
Oh,
All right,
I just learned that like yesterday.
no, I know. All right, so next we got Tomb Raider. Um, I'm this is tough. I've seen all three movies. Um, I don't know if you've seen them all.
I have. They're all worth
Yeah,
one time watch. I would say the newer one is slightly better than the Angelina Jolie ones.
I don't know. I mean, this is Angelina pre breast reduction.
Yeah.
So, remember back in the day, Angelina was hot, and that's when she got this role, man. So, I definitely put it in the so bad it's good. Watch it once, be done with it, but it's good. Tron,
Come on. I
Tron,
like the newer Tron.
I liked it too.
I would
Uh,
say it's worth a watch.
I don't know if I've ever seen the old one.
I have seen the
Um,
old one. They're both worth a watch.
all right.
The Warcraft movie. Feel dumber
Mm,
for watching it.
do you really? And
Yeah, bro.
as we know, we are big World of Warcraft fans. Look,
I've seen it. I couldn't understand the movie.
yeah, and I
It
feel like
was
it's only a must watch once if you play World of Warcraft and you're a big World of Warcraft
yeah.
fan, I guess. Other than that, I really wouldn't bother. So,
I think part of the problem with the Warcraft movie was, if I remember right, they tried to tell the story from two different points of view, from the orc and the human point of view, or from the horde and the human point of view.
yeah,
And when you have a movie, sometimes splitting your viewpoints like that detracts from the whole movie. They probably would have been better off doing a movie from the human point of view and then doing another movie about something different from the horde point of view, and
yeah.
kind of doing a third movie with a mixed point of view. Kind
Okay.
of like the MCU with their heroes having solo movies and then mixed movies,
Yeah.
versus the first movie being an Avenger movie. It just wouldn't work, right?
Okay, I agree.
War games.
Yeah, War Games. I haven't seen either one.
I haven't seen it.
Uh, you know, they look interesting. But I'm gonna throw them down here just because I can't tell if it's trash or not. Um, it hasn't enticed me enough to watch it yet. So, uh, now the last thing on the list, I know you haven't seen it. We talked about this a little bit ago, but
Yeah.
Grandma's Boy. Uh, Fantastic movie. If you like movies, slapstick comedies, um, this is a super stoner movie. A lot of pot smoking, a lot of playing video games, a lot of, that old humor that you don't see in movies anymore. And, this is my sick watch. It has a lot to do with video games, but also a lot to do with smoking weed. So enjoy that. That's my pick of the day.
Yeah.
All right, hybrid. I had some fun here today. We went through a lot of movies on this list. I know we didn't get through everything, and we really want to know, all of our listeners' opinions on, what they think. Did we do a good job rating this? Um,
And
are
tell us what movies we missed so we can do a part two. We are aware we missed some movies that weren't on this list.
Yeah, part two may have to be a short though, because I don't think that there's gonna be that many to add on this list. So
I would say we probably missed about 10,
yeah.
if I had to guess. Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, for today, that's all we got. We had a lot of fun. We'll be back again soon to bring you the topics that you need.
That you don't know that you need.
Well, you'll know that you
Yeah. You'll know you need them when we tell you.
need.
Right, Brittany?
Hell yeah. All right, everybody.
We're gonna get sued by Britney Spears, bro.
Maybe it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
All
Any
right.
publicity is good publicity.
Exactly. Exactly. Sick podcast on the map. All right.
Sue me, baby, one more time.
And on that note, we're out. Peace.